What's good, everybody? I'm BPC and welcome to Competitive Origins MMA. Well, Max Bless Holloway made the UFC Featherweight division great again, and I expect the UFC Featherweight Champion Alexander the Great Volkanovski facing off against Brian T-City Ortega to continue the streak. See, the 32-year-old Aussie is on a 19-fight win streak, with his last 4 fights coming via TKO against Chad Mendes, a decision victory over the former featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo, and then he captured gold by beating Max Bless Holloway via unanimous decision. Now, they ran the fight back and he got a split decision the second time around, which is widely disputed in the MMA community. Now, one thing I could say about that last fight with Max Holloway was that he was losing, on the feet. The striking ability was just not up to par when it came to Max Holloway, and he realized he needed to adjust his game plan, and that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what a true champion is supposed to do, right? He started utilizing his grappling, and not that I think his grappling actually won him the fight in my eyes, but in regards to 2 out of the 3 judges, it definitely got him the victory, and to this day, he is still the UFC Featherweight Champion of the world. Now, the 29-year-old Cali native Brian T-City Ortega has won 7 out of his last 8 fights. His last loss came against Max Holloway, who was the current champion at that time. Now, he lost via TKO due to a doctor's stoppage. See, Max Holloway hit him with 290 significant strikes, which was a UFC record at that time, until it was surpassed by Max Holloway when he landed 445 strikes against Calvin Kattar recently. Well, he realized he needed to change it up. He realized that, his striking wasn't up to par, and that if he was going to be the UFC Featherweight Champion, he was going to have to do better. He was going to have to get better people around him and improve his skill set. So he fired all his coaches except his jiu-jitsu coach, Rainer Gracie. He fired his manager, got a new manager, got some new coaches, and then he subscribed to Competitive Origins MMA. That's right, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you can be notified as soon as these videos go live, and significantly strike the like button on this video. Now, he basically wanted to let the MMA community know that he was a new fighter. And he showed that when he stepped into the octagon against the Korean Zombie. He basically displayed a whole new skill set that we weren't used to seeing out of Brian Ortega. It basically caught everybody off guard, and he was able to damage the Korean Zombie early into the fight. Well, with the damage done, he was basically immobilized, and he was able to just tee off on him for the next several rounds, making him look extremely good and basically dominating the Korean Zombie. Well, that performance in the eyes of Dana White and the UFC brass basically, decided that he had earned another opportunity at UFC Gold. And that's why Alexander the Great Volkanovski will be facing off against Brian T-City Ortega at UFC 260 on March 27th. Now, in regards to the fight, it looks like at the moment T-City has improved his skill set so much that he is probably going to be the better fighter on the feet. Now, like I said, with the Max Holloway fight, Alexander is probably going to start resorting to grappling because he's probably going to get outstruck. Now, if that happens, he's going to have to, be careful because T-City is a jiu-jitsu expert, and when going for a takedown, he might get caught in the guillotine, and T-City could possibly win his first UFC championship belt. But then at the end of the day, Alexander has won 19 fights in a row for a reason. He knows how to adjust. He is a true champion, and it's going to be exciting to see how these two face off. But one thing I know for sure is that the winner will be facing off against Max Holloway. Now, I'll have a video, or I should say a link at the end of this video, which I talk about, the whole Max fight and what Dana White said. But to briefly summarize it up, Dana White says he doesn't see why Max Holloway can't face off against Alexander the Great Volkanovski for a 3rd time to complete their trilogy. for the championship belt. So Dana White basically said it's definitely possible, it's definitely going to happen, right? And then you have to think about, well, T-City, they fought the first time around, and, you know, T-City was no match for Max on the feet, you know, but now he's greatly improved, right? But then you look at Max on the feet, and Max is greatly improved. So it's going to be really interesting to see who's improved more, and did T-City improve enough to finally beat Max Holloway. So there's a lot of different things going on in the featherweight division. It's extremely exciting. Go into the comment section below and let me know who you think is going to win this matchup between Alexander Volkanovski and Brian Ortega, and in what round they're going to get the victory and how they're going to get the victory. Don't forget to go to competitiveorigins.com, type in promo code MMA56 so you can get 10% off this Competitive Origins no matter what t-shirt. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. I'm BPC, and remember, you've been competing since conception, whether you're competing against yourself or others. Competitive Origins.